You're live. Hope you guys had a great good morning, everybody. Let's see who's on. Let's see who's up. Let me get one. Let's get everything rolling here, shall we? Can you guys hear me okay? Are you there? Do I need to turn that up a little bit? Let me get my YouTube going. Let's click on that. Oh, Maricela, yes, Lily's here. Amazing. Let's see if I'm on here. I think I'm a little paste. Let's see, can I do that? Does that work? If I do that, does it block it? Good morning, everyone. Hi from Chicago. Good morning, Chris. I love it. The first question: did you start aging faster? Yeah, it's also always lighting, but yeah, this is a great way to start. Mag fan. Let's see if I was blocked on that. Hi, Gareth. Come on, Sean. Hi, guys. Oh, maybe that didn't let me do that. Let's see. Good morning from Rochester. Hi from the Philippines. Good morning from Jamaica. Just checking this, making sure I can get this on, which it doesn't seem to let me do. Hello, this is just my second account. Hello. Let me know where you guys are all from. I got Houston in the building. Palm Springs is here. What's up, Jay? Hi, guys. I'm just trying to get this link to put up if I can, but it doesn't seem like it's letting me. Catmandu's in the building. Wow, it's incredible. Hi, Steve. Let's see if that worked. Don't let me push it through. Saudi Arabia, Sacramento, Córdoba. Hello from Mongolia, Roman. That's incredible. From Tokyo is here. Russia's in the building. San Francisco, LA, Calgary. Oh my God, this is incredible. Mexico in the building. What's up, Mike? I'll see you in a couple of days, I think, right? Orange County, Minneapolis, Chicago. Whoa. Nepal, Oceanside, here and far. I love it. I was going to get this going on Instagram as well, just to tell people to come on over. Let's see if it works. I've never been a very good Instagram live. So let's see, just tell people for a second that we're live on. What's up, guys? We're live over on YouTube. Guadalajara, Jalisco, South Africa is in the building. New York, American and Mexico. I love it. Guatemala, Brazil, South Africa. This is incredible. Incredible. Malaysia's here. Oregon, Namibia in the house. Guadalajara, Mars. Whoa. We got people from near and far. I think you win the furthest away award. New York is here. New Orleans, Ontario. Wow, Roberto's here. Christine, amazing. New York, namaste from Brazil. If you guys I'm over on live over on the main YouTube channel. If you guys want to come chat, Instagram message, come on over. But yeah, we'll chat from here. So I wanted to give you guys an update because obviously I've been pretty quiet since my last post about leishmaniasis. And if you haven't been up to date with the Patreon video, so I just launched a Patreon page, and I was actually trying to put it up here. HTTP. Let's see if I can do this. I tried to actually do it from Gareth Eats, but it wasn't doing it. Patreon.com/Gareth Leonard. So that's my new Patreon. If you guys want to check that out, I've been doing updates. I want to be able to pin that. Oh, no, I don't want to 100 that. There we go. Can I pin that? Pin message. Okay. So that's a new Patreon. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Let me know if that link works. Columbus, Georgia in the building. Albuquerque, Syracuse. Yes. Boring, Florida. Kimberly, no, it's not boring. There's lots to do in Florida. I actually want to get there and do some boa constrictor hunting. I do a day in the life of a boa constrictor hunter in the Everglades. But first, I got to make sure my legs clear out. But I wanted to jump. Go Bills, Michael. I saw that. I wanted to jump on because, yeah, I've been pretty quiet, obviously dealing with the leishmaniasis and everything like that. So I want to give you an update. And if you haven't seen the Patreon videos, where I explain a little bit more, and I'll be doing a lot more exclusive content over on Patreon that YouTube just can't handle, or they don't like, or they'll try to block. I'll try to do it on Patreon. So if you guys want to join me there, the link is right in the description. For those on Instagram, it's over there. Wave, everybody. So I went back to the NIH. What was it? 2 weeks ago. I guess going on 3 weeks. So I went back to the NIH, which is the National Institute of Health in Washington, D.C. And I was gotten a full day of testing to check a new bump that had appeared on my leg. And I went and they did a biopsy of that. And they also did a small microbiopsy of 15 other locations. So they did 5 from my larger wound, and then they did 5 from healthy skin and 5 from the new one. So 15 small punch biopsies, as well as 1 large biopsy on a new wound. So every man saw the leishmaniasis. So thank you, AZ. I appreciate it. Watching from Davao City, amazing, amazing. Calgary Stampede City, yes. Calgary Stampede episode comes out next year, so I'm excited about that. But anyway, so I got testing all done, and then I came back home. And the doctor, when we were there, so the dermatologist was liking how the wounds were closing. The wound care specialist was liking how the wounds were closing, but my primary infectious disease doctor did not. He thought they should be closing much faster than they were. And so we did the biopsies. They came back. I got the test results back last Friday. And they came back as negative. So seeing no signs of leishmaniasis parasite in the new wound, which is good. But then I had a call with my primary infectious disease doctor at the NIH, the head of the team. And he said he still didn't love how they were looking. And so that we're going to go from scratch. We are going to do a whole nother round of amphotericin B. And that will start in the beginning of January. So that sucks. We're going to go, back from the beginning with all of this. But the positive side is I'm no longer in pain. So the pain, the incredible pain that I was feeling, as you guys saw the episode, was from largely because of the staph infection. And so the staph infection really hit my lymph nodes, and they're still very bruised up. The lymph nodes and still very hard, but they're not swollen and painful anymore. So that's a huge plus. And also, as you remember from the episode, the biggest pain that I felt was from the wound care specialist when she'd come in each day and wash out the open wounds. I no longer have open wounds. They're pretty sealed up, but they're just not completely shut the way the doctor would want to. So we're going to do. People don't want to sign up for a 12-month contract. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to. That's pretty easy. AVFC, people want to sign up for 12 months, then don't. That's fine. And where was I? So the doctor said, we're not happy. Let's do another round. And then we had a long talk about what were our options. And so there's basically 3 options that we could go with in terms of medical treatment. There is the liposomal amphotericin B, which I got the first round of. The second option is miltefosine, which the commercial drug name is Impavido. And that is a much easier drug to handle. It's just a pill for 28 days. And the concern was, as I mentioned in the episode, there is an issue with reproduction. and they don't know how long out reproduction is. It could be just a couple months, or it could be a couple of years. So I want to have 2 kids, and I don't want to damage my semen. So that was one of the big questions. And then the third option, so it's amphotericin B, miltefosine, and the third one is glucantine, which is the primary treatment in Brazil. And that's a good option as well, but it's also a little bit more, debridement. Maya, debridement sucks. Yeah, that's when they washed out the wounds. That was the worst pain ever. So that's the idea, is the 3 options, and glucantine is 28 days, but every single day an IV medicine. So all 3 are pretty toxic, but I guess the least of the side effects would come in the form of amphotericin B, even though other medical professionals would call it amphoterrible, and people have warned me against it because it is very hard on your kidneys. It's very, very toxic. So the good thing is I'm not in pain anymore. And the second thing is we're hoping to be able to do it locally. We're going to try to work maybe with the UCSD campus and see if we can get in with an infectious disease doctor there. Obviously not my same infectious disease doctor that I had before. As you guys know from the episode, that was an absolute disaster. And we're going to try to do it here locally. And if they can handle it locally, they've never seen it before. But that we're going to try to see if we do it. And that would just pretty much be me, quarterbacking a lot of it and staying in touch with our NIH team. But then it'd be me kind of really being over the top, involved in the treatment and making sure everything goes as planned, as happened last time too. You just got to be all over it. You got to be super, super involved in making sure you're getting the right medical care. So I'll learn as much as I can and then try to, watch it as well. UCSD, Lisa, that's good to know. Excellent group of doctors. Yeah, I had one meeting with them right after the treatment, my first treatment. And it was interesting because they just have never seen leishmaniasis, which a lot of people don't here in the States. So I just had to explain what that was and the process. So that's kind of frustrating, right? When you're meeting with doctors and they're just like, oh, what do you have? And you're explaining what it's all about to them. So loses a little bit of confidence. But I think with the team, as long as they are involved with everything, the team at the NIH, then we should be in good shape. So that's the biggest thing. Deep sigh of relief when it's all over. Damn. Yeah, Mike. That's the idea, is do one more round of this, and this should just be, overkill. Hopefully, literally overkill in terms of the parasite. So it'll be the first 2 or 3 weeks of January is the goal for that. So I'll be here in San Diego, hopefully feeling good enough to keep doing some more Gareth Eats videos. If you guys haven't followed the food channel at all, that's been actually really fun. Let's see if I can put that up there. That's Gareth Eats. If you guys aren't aware of the food channel, it's mostly here in San Diego, but it's just a place where I can go and just go out with friends and collaborate and go eat some food here in San Diego while I can't travel internationally. But then the long-term plan, as soon as that's done, is to get back to the Day in the Life series, and which I'm so excited about. We got some great contacts. Because I need to be close, I'll probably do an LA series, Las Vegas series, and then some more episodes here around San Diego. So we have some great contacts in Las Vegas that I want to feature. And if you guys have any ideas for really good Day in the Life episodes, feel free to send me an email. I also just been developing the website, GarethLeonard.com. If you guys want to check that out, I have the list of all of the ideas. I don't even know if you need the www anymore. So that's GarethLeonard.com. If you guys want to check that out, it's a work in progress, but I have all the ideas of episodes that I want to do on that list, and be with the idea of like putting it out to the universe, and hopefully someone coming through and be like, oh, I know a guy. Because that's the biggest thing in this business or this content creation, is getting contacts and getting the right people to make authentic episodes. That's the hardest thing. which I'm also looking to hire somebody to help me with all of that stuff as well. I need a product or a pre-production manager. That's the goal. So again, if any of this reaches you or you're interested, everything can be found now at GarethLeonard.com. That's my touch point on the web moving forward for everything. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Wow. Thank you for stopping in. This is incredible. All right. That's the update. So long story short, we're starting from scratch, which sucks, but I think one more treatment will do the trick, and then I can get back into it. That's the ultimate goal, is to do one more overkill, crush this parasite, and get on with my life. That way I can get back in the ocean, get back to swimming, get back to running around, get back to Muay Thai and boxing and all the basketball and all the contact sports that I haven't been able to do. All right. How about you guys? Questions, comments, concerns? I just want to say, like, is there any vaccine for the disease? Steve, no, not yet. Size of lesions. Right now, they're very small. If I close out, all right, hi guys, hi everybody on Instagram. If I close out Instagram, I can show you a photo. Do you want me to do that? Is that too much? If I close out Instagram, I can show you photos of how they look right now. Give me a thumbs up or a yes if you want to see them. If not, I won't. Yes, you want to see them, please? Okay. Yeah, it would be awesome. Photo, please. All right. So let me close off here. All right, Instagrammers, if you guys want to continue, if you want to see how the wounds look, this is good. This is a nice little. If you want to see how the wounds look, you got to come over to YouTube. Go to @GarethLeonard on YouTube. All right, I'm closing you guys out. I'm going to show you guys the wounds, how they look right now. Pause because we aren't using the app. You're out. Okay. I want to be out of live. And now. Share. Oh, no, I don't want to. Wait. Hold on. Live on YouTube. Now, sorry, guys. New post. Share. Okay, that's done. All right, now let me pull up images. All right, if you're queasy or anything like that, get out of here. All right, so here is what the big lead. All right, you guys. Okay, all right, everybody's good for this. All right, here's the big lesion on my calf. Can you see that? It is almost completely closed up. It just has some, there we go. Let's see that. Can you guys see that okay? Maybe if hold on, let me brighten this up. I always have my cell phone super dark and on night mode all the time. Here we go. That's better. All right. So that's what it currently looks like. It's not that shiny. I don't know why it's coming off that shiny. That's the big guy. Sorry, how did this start? Joe, you're going to have to watch the long story. You're going to have to watch the episode called My Deadly Parasite. All right. So now this is the issue. This is the side that's an issue. Let me see if I can get it early enough. This is after the biopsy. So then I got on my right leg. Is there one person that was cured? Yes, lots of people have been completely cured from this as well. What about Fenben? I don't know Fenben, Kevin. The ball bounces fast when it's pressed down. You will come stronger. Yes, I agree. Thank you so much. All right, so this is the right leg. So this is this leg. They're both covered up now, so I can't show you these. Yeah, Jessica, I agree. It does look 100% better. But I guess they wanted like 500. I guess there should be no scar tissue or no scarring over the top, and there was still scarring. So that's they're part of the thing. So here's the right side. So this is before. The right side just was a small mark. It was nowhere near as big as this one. But then I got a bump next to the right side. And I just thought, this looks like a zit, right? Or like an ingrown hair. And gnarly, bro, gross. I know. I warned you beforehand. So that's how it looked beforehand, or when it started coming in, and that was a month ago. So it just wasn't going away, and this was right before my 3-month checkup, and I'm like, shit. They told me if the treatment failed, another bump would come up around the same area as the previous lesions within 3 months, and that's literally exactly what happened. And so then these are in lunch. And this is the biopsy right afterwards. I don't know why it's glaring like that. Oh, here we go. This is the biopsy I took right afterwards. So this was last week. And then, mother sucker, there's another little bump popping up underneath it now. And that kind of has gone away. So I've been using mupirocin on those wounds. But the other one, the biopsy, so this is the original. And then that's the original that's closed over. And then the top one is the new one they took the biopsy on. And then the bottom one is this little mark that just came up a few days ago. So not that, yeah. And right now, not that gross at all. Any long-term side effects after recovery? So that was future video. How I was cured from Amazon parasite and then went to go get Marcelo. Yeah, that's the goal, is how I was cured from leishmaniasis and went in there and went and got tacos. Yeah, that might gross people out. I was laughing the other day because I think I sent this publicly. It's like I had this leishmaniasis video, and then I'm also doing Gareth Eats on the side, and that juxtaposition is not lost on me. It seems very foolish and like, oh, if you guys like flesh-eating bacteria, come watch me crush barbecue in San Diego. So I fully understand how weird that is, but it's like I said it before, it helps my mind, continue thinking of content, and it helps me try to continue to make stuff for you guys. And also that's how I make money, is creating content. So yeah, I definitely am not lost. And I'm so happy. Last year, one of the smartest things I did, if I can be transparent, is separate the channels, is put food just on Gareth Eats. That was such a relief, because I would put so much emphasis on videos on the main channel. I want to do more big, deep videos. Like I was given the example the other day of, I would have on the main channel of inside the migrant camps of Tijuana, an episode, and then the next episode would be like best burgers in San Diego. And they're just two polar differences. They're polar opposites in terms of content, in terms of audience, who's watching that. And you could see that from the views as well. They would spike or go down based on where people were and what people were watching. So the fun, very laid back food videos are on Gareth Eats from now on, and the big meaty episodes will be on this main channel, just to give you guys an inside look. So Vlad, long-term effects, to answer your question, we are not sure. To be very straightforward, I think I told this on Patreon, is a woman came in recently that had a new lesion on a different location after 14 years of nothing. She ended up getting COVID, and the COVID, took down her immune system far enough where a dormant parasite came back and created a new lesion. So we are thinking this second treatment will be a cure. But it's something we're going to have to monitor long-term anyway. So that's kind of the idea. Oof, not that bad. It looks better now. Thank you. Yeah, it looking much better. Adrian, you're a very strong person. Only a matter of time before you recover. Yeah, thank you very much, Adrian. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the idea, is just staying positive and staying engaged with treatment and things that I want to do. I still have so many goals that I'm focusing on that. Did no one recommend Pentastam? Matt, no one. Great, Steve. Oh, JG, thank you so much, from Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon is my dream destination as far as long-term living. San Diego Zoo and the type of food they have. Okay, thank you, Darla. 14 years, yeah, 14 years, nothing, and she got a new lesion away from her old lesions. They say if you're going to get it, it's going to be close to your new ones, or close to your old ones if you get a new one. I'm sorry. But this one was in different locations, so it's kind of scary. And then obviously, our biggest concern is that it doesn't switch to mucosal or visceral leishmaniasis, which is deadly. The visceral is deadly because that attacks your organs, as I mentioned, and mucosal basically melts your face, as I said before. Have you ever been to Los Cruces, Mexico? I have not. Love to do a taco tour and adventure trip. Jessica, I would love to. Yeah, I'm in. I would love to do that. Have you tried medical mushrooms? I have not. So I have been getting a ton of recommendations on the natural side of remedies from you guys, and as far as wound care and that such. But the biggest thing is we got to kill the parasite. In order to kill the parasite, we need some very, very toxic drugs. And unfortunately, recommendations like wild oregano oil and coconut oil and rubbing garlic in the wounds just aren't, they're not it. For some parasites, that may be helpful, but leishmaniasis is a fucking beast. And so it has to be treated with a fucking beast of a medication, unfortunately. Do you have much physical reactions from this disease, like sports, hiking, long walks? I did. I was very, very much in pain, but that was based, I think, on the staph infection. So I am not in that pain anymore. Other physical side effects, when I'm in the treatment, it gets me very run down. It takes a lot out of my body, and it goes after my kidneys pretty hard, as I mentioned. So while in treatment, yeah, it's a lot of fatigue. Luckily, no side effects on the first round. And then now I'm in virtually no pain. Unless you poke at it or something like that, I'm in virtually no pain. Am I? Yeah, no. Yeah, and I'm pretty good. I don't have a ton of flexibility in my leg with the large wound on it still, but I've been able to exercise. I just can't do a lot of leg, exercises and stuff like that. So just bulking up the top half. I had viral encephalitis, got bit by a mosquito, went into a coma for 5 months. I never heard of what you had until you talked about it. Whoa, Vicky, that's wild. You were in a coma for 5 months? Holy cow. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you better now? Are you back now? Chris, do you have any actual side effects from the first treatment? No, only when I was in the treatment. Like I said, it was pretty draining, but I was also, for that first round of treatment, I was also like coming off of 2 months of straight medication from cephalexin and doxycycline and just trying to treat the staph infection. So I was just very, very full of medication at that point. So as of right now, none that I know of, and we'll get those checked, everything, before we start treatment again. But yeah, I felt myself after treatment. About 3 or 4 weeks after treatment, I was starting to feel myself. Jaguars Hooligan, thank you. I'm keeping you in my prayers completely. Thank you so much. How are my kidneys? Kidneys are good now, and we will check them again. It's the creatinine. Creatinine is what they the levels that they check to maintain kidney. So that's what we'll check again when we start treatment. But right now, good. Jennifer, sending you love, and we'll watch later. I'm doing our first street fair for our new business. Oh, good luck. Good luck with your new street fair. That's awesome. Where did I go? I lost my place here. You guys came in, Jessica. Better, sending love from San Francisco. Thank you, JSB. Henry, time frame for when I'm having children. One step at a time. I got to get through this. I got to get through this, and then I can start figuring all that out. How do you stay positive? Good question. The biggest way I've stayed positive is with a focus on an end goal, knowing that the negativity and the pain and the frustration that I felt is temporary. And by maintaining a focus on treatment, because I've had to be very vigilant, very diligent. Whoo, there we go. I had to be very diligent about, everything that was going on. So I couldn't get negative. I had to take all of my frustration and take it out on the medical system, for lack of a better way of putting it. I would be very frustrated, and people would feel that on the calls, and I would press and I would push and I would say, no, you cannot call me back. I need to speak with someone now. And usually it worked. And so that's one of the big ways I've stayed positive, knowing that it's a moment in time and knowing that I'm going to keep doing everything I can to push. And I left a good meditation that I've been reading myself on the Patreon last video that I just put up. So if you want to dive deeper into that, it's on the Patreon, which is on the top. It's pinned on the top of the comments. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Staying focused, and also staying focused on other things that I want to get done in my professional life. I mean, there's just so much stuff. And one of the big ones is this Day in the Life series that I want to get back to. So I keep my mind occupied, and that helps. And as I mentioned, I made that episode of the Leishmaniasis journey because it helped me with my mental health. It helped me stay focused on creating a story and getting the details and all that kind of stuff. But really good question. That's how I stay positive. And that's not to say I don't have days where I'm just so frustrated and done with this, especially when I was in a ton of pain. But I'm just ready to get back to being me. And it's frustrating. And there's just so much I want to accomplish. And it just feels like that everything's on hold. But I know it's just a moment in time. And I embrace this moment of hold and try to be as present as I can. Asking about your kidneys because of the amphotericin treatment. Yeah, exactly. So the amphotericin treatment, as of right now, I think the creatinine levels are good. So my kidneys are in good shape. We'll revisit them, and hopefully that won't be deteriorating as I do 2 treatments. May you thrive is completely the point. Why face on the table behind you? Thank you, Mojo Jim. I appreciate it. How will they permanently get rid of this? Neighbor Sam from Arizona. The goal is with these 2 treatments, then they'll be able to permanently get rid of this. But it's something that we're going to be monitored. I will be in the NIH treatment program for a year. And if we don't see anything else come out after this year, then it's said to be treated. But we just don't know cured. It's going to be a long-term viewpoint. And then also, as I mentioned in the episode, the thing that sucks the most right now is when any bump comes up anywhere on my body, especially my face or my legs, I freak out because it's like, oh shit, here we go again. And unfortunately, it's been that way. Let's come back to Thailand and Bangkok. Okay, so the main aim now is to heal the wounds. The disease itself is almost over. Agros, I think that's correct. I think that's correct. I think we're going to do one more round of treatment to really flush out the parasite and make sure that's completely gone. So that's the goal. And then the wounds will essentially heal quickly based on making sure that's all done. Okay. Pentastem. Sodium, I can never get this right. Is medicine used to treat leishmaniasis not only available for initial injection? Indoctorated glucosamine. Yeah, so so Matt, they don't even offer that treatment anymore. That is a treatment actually that my friend, I mentioned her, Pip Stewart, the one that did a TED Talk, the one I reached out to that had leishmaniasis. She went through that sodium stibogluconate. Sorry, not a doctor. She went through that process, and I don't even think you can get it anymore. It's very severe. It's 28 days. It's very toxic, but it flushes. Yeah, fully flushes the system. But yeah, that's an older treatment, and they don't even use it in the States. I think they use it in the UK to some extent. Did any of the other people you were in the water with get the disease? No, not that I know of, and nobody has reported back. I'm in contact with the team down there, with the tribe, with Minari. We talk frequently, so nothing from them. Local people do get it. They also get it in different ways, as I mentioned in the Patreon. That's one of the big questions that I had, right? Is what do local people do and how do they react to it? And while at the NIH, I asked the same question directly, and they don't have a very set answer. The idea is that one, they've developed antibodies over hundreds of years of living in the jungle, so they react much differently than my small town farming white boy did, getting down there and being seen by this whole new parasite. So they react differently, and they also have local treatments. So there's levels, right? Like level 1 is they don't react at all because they built up antibodies. They're known in that area. Level 2 is there's some local treatments. One being they take boiling animal fat and they dump it on the wounds, and that kills all the cells, which obviously we're trying to avoid killing all the good cells. We're trying to pick out just bad cells. So that's one big thing that they do down there. And then the next level up is for those that can, they fly into the city and they get regular treatment like any of us would do. So despite what you might see online by all these, tribe porn videos, it's obviously a very popular thing right now is everybody going to different tribes. For the most part, a lot of tribes, especially in Latin America, they can get access into a city, and they're not as remote as you saw from my episode. They're wearing Barcelona jerseys and they go into the city, and they choose to live in the jungle, and they can go back and forth. Okay, here, let's dive into some of these. Do any other people you were there with? Okay. Please come back to British Columbia. I'd love to treat after your recovery. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I love BC. I want to spend a lot more time there. Do you have a high fever? Vicky says, at all. Do they spinal tap on you before you knew what you had? No, they didn't have to do a spinal tap. Thank God. They just took a biopsy of the location and were able to find it. And do I have a high fever? No. And if I do have a high fever, which is, again, like we said about being the paranoid, if I do get a high fever or bloody nose or anything in my face, that's going to be very scary, because those are the first signs of mucosal, which is the one that gets up in my face. So anytime between now and 50 years from now, if I get a headache or a bloody nose, I'm going to freak out. So that's what you get. Say hi from China. Wow, China's in the building. I love it. Best wishes. Thank you. Burritos and tequila will help. Lisa, you are absolutely right. Those always help. I have a crush on you. You are so strong. Thank you, Lily. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Is thus something that the tribal get a lot. For advocacy is thus something that the tribal people get a lot. If so, how do we help? No, it's all relative to them. Like I said, it's they've seen it before. They know how to treat it. So there's no need to help from us. If anything, they could help us with what they know it a lot better than we do. And they have like I said, glucantine is the primary treatment in Brazil for the Braziliense, which is what I have, the very, very aggressive one, unfortunately. So that's what they use for that. Just to visit India, they would have class medical without too expensive treatment. Manas, thank you. Yeah, luckily I don't have to go anywhere else. NIH is my place. They are in contact with a lot of these other treatment facilities. So luckily I don't have to fly all the way to India for this treatment. But yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of good places that have it. And I think people in the States forget, how good medical treatment is around the world. And I tried to show that with the Tijuana episode as well. Visit Los Algodones, Mexico for the eating video. It's 30 minutes west. Oh, Laura, good tip. Okay. Yeah, that's really good to know. I want to do a lot more in Mexico as well. As soon as I get this. How about Aboriginal people in the Amazon? We the same how they get cured. Eddie, yeah, same answer. They are they are doing pretty good. They know what to do down there. They're not. They are more in the loop than I am with this disease. And 23 end of. Let's see. India. Okay, was taking care of you while you go through this. Did someone drive you home from treatment? Yeah, my mom came to treatment, so that was really nice. Franco, thanks for the question. Yeah, my mom was there with me through treatment, so that was awesome. Henry, do you have regrets traveling to the country where you got the infection? Great question, Henry, and 100% no. I just got unlucky. It's tough. I mean, I guess doing it all over again, I would have just wore bug spray. And also, it's this damn fishing scene, which I'm almost positive is where we got it when we were swimming through the water, the place where the anaconda was living. That was the issue. And I was by the water all the time. I wish I would have been diligent. I'm going to get that word. Diligent with bug spray, because that helps actually. And I've never worn bug spray. I've very rarely run sunscreen. Like I've been, bug spray especially, because mosquitoes usually never bother me. They don't like me for some reason until now. I guess this is different sandfly, but yeah. So bug spray, some serious bug spray. That's what I would have done. But to trade that experience in for leishmaniasis, that's hard to say. It's hard to say, like, do I regret it? Because that was such a beautiful moment in my life that I'll have forever, and leishmaniasis as well. And maybe it was for a reason, and people, it was funny because in the episode, people gave me some negative comments too, right? It's like, you do stupid things, you get stupid prizes, or you fuck around and you find out. And you're right. Like, this is the life that I chose. So I would not give that up. This is part of it. Sometimes this is the way it goes. The circumstances for me living the dream of traveling deeper. That's my goal, is to travel deeper. So sometimes there's some setbacks along that road, but to regret it, you hold on to regrets, and that just puts you, like we were talking about, being in a positive mental space, is you hold on to regrets and that just drags you down. So everything happens for a reason. Maybe it was a moment I needed to slow down and reevaluate everything too. Check out Little Italy. Yeah, absolutely. Brandon's in the house. Someone who has dealt with medical issues and questionable doctors the last 15 years. Being diligent and trying to stay positive is key, especially when things don't go your way. Brandon, I'm sorry to hear that you've gone through this as well. You're absolutely right. Yeah, your mental state determines your physical state in so many cases. I mean, obviously, sometimes you just need some serious toxic medicine to flush it out, but in a large part, your mental state is everything in terms of your health. So if you believe it, your body will follow suit. End of 23 or end of 24? The end of, we're going to do our second round of treatment. We're going to start from scratch at the beginning of January, hopefully. Right now, we're trying to make sure that the doctors here can handle it and get the medication that we need and have the staff to do it, because they've never seen it before, and making sure the NIH can talk with them. And then it'll also be the nightmare of trying to deal with insurance and making sure this is all covered by insurance, because at the NIH, everything is covered. But if I do it remotely, it's not covered. So that's going to be something interesting to figure out. Glad you have to be the biggest advocate. Vicky, yes. If anybody can take anything from that episode, it's you have to be your biggest advocate in medical field. And it's going to suck, because I'm going to get to this UCSD. They're not going to know exactly what they're doing, and I'm going to have to be very, very direct with people. And that's tough to do. But you have to push, and you have to question. Just because they're doctors doesn't mean they have all the answers. All right, Cancer Doctor here. Your video came up on my recommendation. There's definitely a crossover among emotional experiences of different patient populations. It's quite difficult surviving survivorship. There's definitely crossover among emotional experiences of different patient populations. All right, if you're still here, explain that one to me a little bit more. In terms of the mental attitude, in what regard? Cancer Doctor, your video came up in the recommendations. There's definitely a crossover among emotional experience of different patient populations. It's quite difficult surviving survivorship. Like after it's done, the mental toll this is taken. If you're here, Still, explain that one a little bit more. I'd love to know more. Lisa, meditation and mindfulness. I like it. Have you tried papaya seeds? A very good anti-parasitic. Yeah, Emmanuel, and I appreciate all these the more natural remedies, and those are good. So I actually take a wound vite with turmeric in it. I've been eating a ton of garlic, a ton of ginger. So I'm trying to do some of the natural things, but the truth is, we got to get some big medicine in there to get rid of it completely. When did you know the wound was more than just a bump or a boil? The first ones, Matt, the first ones, it took 40, I think I said 48 days, 45, 48 days, and it just wasn't going anywhere. So when it's usually, I'll get ingrown hairs on my legs just from working out and then maybe not showering right away or just sweating or playing basketball. I used to get tons of red ingrown hairs on my legs from playing, just sweating for hours. And this one just wouldn't go away. And it just kind of got a little bit bigger. And yeah, so at one point, it was actually my mom, of course, as always, is like, if you need to get that checked out, you need to get that checked out. So I've been doctor adverse for the past decade. I haven't been to the doctor, so I had to find a primary care doctor, go talk to them. And of course, that started the whole journey. So yeah, it took about a month for me to actually, when it wasn't going away, to go and pay attention to it. And same with the new ones. It took a month before I would give it attention. Peter, is your treatment fully covered by insurance? Yeah, that's what we're going to. So at the NIH, they cover everything because it's a research facility. But here, if I do it locally, we're going to have to try to figure out if it can be covered by insurance. And as you know, dealing with insurance is a nightmare. Keep up your spirits, make it through this. Peace out, brothers. Miles from Canada. Miles, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Sending love and tacos. Do you have to change your diet since this happened? Luckily, I eat pretty healthy. That's what I'm I'm a pretty healthy eater for the most part, unless I'm, eating 5 extreme burritos in a day like on Gareth Eats. But yeah, overall, I've maintained the same diet and just trying to be very, very healthy because the goal is to strengthen the immune system. That's priority number one. So again, like I said, I always eat a lot of vegetables, lean meats. I eat red meat probably once a week. A lot of fish, a lot of chicken, tons of vegetables. I eat tons of fruit, and I'm on a wound vite supplement. I take a creatine supplement. I take, protein supplement, protein shakes. Also some greens sometimes. So yeah, just trying to keep, and again, roots. Tons of sauerkraut for my gut. Anything I take what's it called? The probiotic. I take a probiotic for my gut. Very, very important. And then I eat a lot of, as I mentioned, garlic, ginger, turmeric. Really helps a lot. Thank you for sharing. With your experience in the Amazon, would you consider going back to the Amazon? 100. I love the Amazon. I love the jungle. That is a happy place for me. I think it's incredible. I would go. I would be fully dressed. I wouldn't run around naked like I did the first time. I'd be fully dressed, and I'd have bug spray on. We did a good job with mosquito nets while sleeping. So yeah, I mean, my family I'll probably give it a break for a little bit and, travel Northern Hemisphere for a little while, but 100% I'll be back in the Amazon one day. I'm curious if you had a small open cut or superficial entrance for the parasite. No, the parasite is all internal. And for the when it actually happened, no, that was a sandfly bite that actually does it, an infected sandfly. But in any additional open wounds, no, it's just into the skin. After the medical trauma you've experienced, will you still visit and continue to do blogs related to this experience, or will you just focus on food shows? No, I want to. Great question, Ollie Bear. After your medical trauma you've experienced, will you visit and continue to do blogs related to this experience, or will you just focus on food shows? No, I want to get back into the big meaty substance-based episodes, the Day in the Life series, which I've loved creating so far on this main channel. The food episodes will just be fun. On the side, Gareth Eats. That's not my primary focus. And if you look at little teaser, if you look at GarethLeonard.com, the about page, you can see my long-term plan, which in a few years I want to change content completely and go in a whole different direction. But first, I want to accomplish my Day in the Life 100 interesting people goal, which is also GarethLeonard.com if you want to check that out. Gareth Leonard. I'm gonna put that in here so you guys can check out. I've been working on this week, the last 2 weeks. So you gotta let me know what you guys think. I put it in there. Melissa, yes, this is live. If you scorch all the pain cells with animal fat, there's nothing left to hurt. Mike, a true fearless and far answer. You're right, there is. But also you crush the healthy cells too. So it's like that, then you, instead of having this scar left over, you'd have this scar left over for long term. Mike, Brandon, you know. Is this live? Melissa, yeah. The experience was definitely a highlight into the mortality, which many go through a large portion of their lives not having addressed. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That just blew my mind. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. But RA just said this experience was definitely a highlight into your mortality, which many go throughout a large portion of their lives not having to address. Tell you guys something. I've never thought about death. I thought you think you're untouchable. You think you can just fly through the world and you're untouchable. And there has been moments on this journey. This was recorded 40 years ago, Lee. There's been moments on this journey that the answers were uncertain and the risks were high. With this, how deep do I want to get in here? I had a call with one of my best friends, and I haven't talked to him in a little while. He's been my best friend since first grade, and I filled him in on what's going on. He's one of those friends where you don't have to talk to for a month, and you can call and just continue to check up on, and you'll be ready. My best friend since first grade, I filled him in on everything that's going on. Do I want to go down this road? Yeah. And I told him about the staph infection on top of the leishmaniasis and said things were going pretty bad. This is when we were a lot of uncertainty. And he said, "Oh, don't you remember my buddy Noah from college?" And I said, "I don't remember." And he goes, "Yeah, his brother died of a staph infection when he was 33. Just all of a sudden, he just died." And there's been other stories that have come to my attention and long-term issues. That scared me. That I never thought was, and don't think about death until, as you put it, RA, until you see it, until you see that there is very rarely do people get to see the actual path that could lead to their demise. And for a while, without getting answers from people and knowing that the circumstances were severe, something you have to consider. And that's tough to consider. What does that look like? Even like, what does it look like to not be mobile, right? That's tough. But you also, you come out of it. The mental toughness comes in when you add gratitude and perspective. And so when you add gratitude and perspective, it stops being so hard. You're in a better position than a lot of people. There's a lot of people going through much worse. I have the ability to fight for my health. I have the voice. I have the strength, physically, like the capability to maneuver and to mentally. I'm mentally here, and a lot of people don't have that. And seeing other examples at the NIH, other examples of friends that have struggled with long-term mental issues, you guys in the comments of the episodes and the DMs and your stories, perspective is everything. And that's the whole purpose of Travel Deeper with Gareth Leonard is learning new perspectives, is going out and understanding and walking in someone else's shoes to add gratefulness in our own lives, and to see other people's perspectives. And I've gotten to see a perspective that I never thought I would see. And that's one, inside the US medical system and how fucked it is. And two, the world of people suffering. And so maybe this is we talked about regrets. It's like, maybe this is for the reason. Maybe it's up to me to figure out what to do with this. And hopefully the episode is a big step forward in, like, shining light on leishmaniasis for those that get it and those that need finding answers. So, yeah, but death is real, and we don't consider it until you get that perspective. Okay. I'm going to wrap up here in a couple minutes. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Hello, for my first time here. Hello, host. Hi, Jessa, thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the heart. I think I'm at the end. Agreeing exposure to those systems. Yeah. My diet's good. Yeah, food is super good. You are not in control as much as you thought. Yeah, Cooling Ones, you're right. You're not in control as much as you thought. Some things can happen to you, but in the other regard, you're in control of your own body. You're right, but I would also say you're in extreme control of your body. I can't stop a sandfly from pinching me when I'm living my life. But I can fight my ass off to go get answers. I can call Brazil. I can call Ecuador. I can do a lot. I can do a lot of my own fighting, and in terms of health too. In terms of health, like, you gotta fight. You gotta go to the gym, lift weights, eat healthy, put down shit that's destroying your body, because this is your vessel. This is your home. This is all you got. So yeah, in one regard, you're out of control of things that are unlucky to you. So you let those go. And that's kind of the stoic nature of something that I've been practicing for a long time with travel, especially, is things that are out of your control have to be out of your control. Meaning you can't let things that you can't directly influence impact your life. That'll drive you nuts. So with the things you are in control of, be fiercely in control of them. The things you can't control, let them go. And that's what we're doing right now. Yeah, Natty, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Update. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack, a lot still going through, but yeah, long story, you need to cut sugar completely. Yeah, sugar has always been pretty low in my diet. The holiday season, don't get me wrong, I love some sugar cookies. I do everything in moderation in terms of sugar, because I think sugar is also good for your mental health. Nice piece of chocolate, nice cupcake. Yeah, don't cut sugar off completely. Maybe your body is OP. OP? I don't know what OP is. Okay. Cancer diagnosis could probably be cured, but I'm dealing with all the same fears and possibilities you face. Your testimony is so helpful. Yeah, it's those kind of comments that give me a ton of perspective. I'm sorry to hear that, Lake Constant. Just keep fighting. Get yourself as healthy as you possibly can get yourself, and keep fighting. Overpowered. I got you. Is overpowered a good thing or a bad thing? Feliz Navidad, Jessica. Gracias. Yeah, so that's it. I'll wrap it up here. You guys have any last questions? I hope this provided an update. I'll do more updates. Again, it's tagged on the top, Patreon. I don't want to turn this whole channel into just a Leash Maniasis channel, because in January, I'm going to fight this thing and we're going to get through it and we're going to close up. I'm going to continue on Day in the Life series here on Gareth Leonard, the main channel. I'll be doing shorts and all that stuff on a Travel Deeper, a third channel. GarethLeonard.com is up and running. I'm still working on the details of that, but all of the Leash Maniasis and live and updates and things like that will be on the Patreon page, which is pinned at the top. So go be a member. $5 a month, support everything that's going on. And if you enjoyed my content, it's I'll add a lot more of ad-free videos there and a lot more behind the scenes. And also, if you want to learn how to get into this YouTube business, I have an inner circle tier as well, so that you guys can learn from me, and I share like how much money I make, what strategies I have, all that kind of stuff. Good luck, Chuck. Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. Thank you so much, Brandon. I keep fighting, Brandon. Get yourself as healthy as you can physically, and the mental too will come with it. Run, exercise, whatever you can do, swim, whatever it is. What is your experience for 600K? Come over to, what is your experience for 600K subscribers? Come over to Patreon. I'll explain everything, start to finish. I'm confident that with the knowledge, I can get other people there as well. Hi from Wisconsin. I love it. All right, that's it, you guys. I'm from Brazil, but live in US. Never heard of Leash Maniasis. Yeah, very big in Brazil. Hello from Brazil. Smash that like button. Again, Patreon if you guys want. Jump in anywhere. Let me know where you guys are from if you guys are just tuning in, and that's it. I'll shut down here. I'm gonna go get a donut. Yeah, I talk about my health, but you also got to treat yourself. I'm gonna get a donut and then go for a workout. Think about that. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for spending this Saturday morning with me, wherever you are. After the fiasco, are you planning to reduce risk-taking activities in your life? No. I'll be smart about it. For example, I'll wear sunscreen. I'll wear bug spray that I never did before. But yeah, no, I'm going to continue living my life in a smart way. I haven't been too crazy about risks that I've taken. I don't think everything has been calculated. Lebanon's in the building. Tatarstan, I love it. Kazan City, one of my absolute favorite places. I love Kazan. LS is here. Stay cool. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Any last minute questions before I jump off? Anything else? Sending you tons of love. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, we're going to get this skin looked at too and get myself together here. First comment of the day is you're looking old. I know, guys. I'm going through some shit. It'll come back. But the gray's here to stay forever. All right, quick question. Yeah, Owen, I got you. Go ahead. The treatment. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. Owen, do you use travel agents in various countries? No. Long story short, no. I use individuals, sometimes through Instagram collaborations. I just try to find good contacts in every place that I go to get me into the certain locations. That's what a lot of us do in the travel space, is like just trying to find good contacts. Sometimes it's a travel guide, sometimes it's not. But yeah, thank you for the awareness rendered. Cecilia, thank you. Cape Town in the building. I love it. You're looking good. Thank you. Yeah, someone said I was wrinkly and gray hair. The very first comment of the day. Tough to enter a live chat saying that. Yes, Ashley, Convoy District and SD for Gareth Eats. I am doing that. That's I have a lot of videos ideas for that. When did you start YouTube? Way back. We'll talk about that. Again, Lee, BFS, come over to Patreon. I'll dive in with all that stuff with you. Okay, cool. IG and social media link ups. Cool. All right. Distinguished Kitty? Distinguished. Oh, okay. I said distinguished Kitty. Distinguished, yeah. Chicago. Yes. Gareth Eats, Chicago. Yes, absolutely. How do you travel with a medical condition? I can, yeah, you can, I can't travel right now just because I'm going to go through this treatment. We would give you all that video. Yes. Yes. Good luck, Chuck. Absolutely. And Fernandez Birria, the best taco in America. 100%. Tea tree oil. I have eucalyptus for the wound. You looking on. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, you guys. I love you guys. Have a great day. I appreciate you. Yeah, new treatment coming in January. Updates on Patreon. I love you guys. Gareth Eats his food. This channel will be day in the life soon. That is a guarantee to myself, to you guys. More content coming. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. I'm out. See ya.